DNA found in a place it shouldn't exist, buried in silence for millennia, now rewriting everything we thought we knew. Picture this: ancient human DNA hiding in dusty cave sediment. Long after all bones are gone, yet it screams its secret anyway. In an underground chamber, thousands of years old, scientists found genetic traces of people who vanished like ghosts. Tracked the journey from invisible fragments to one of the wildest archaeological revelations. Deep in Siberia's Altai Mountains lies Denisova Cave, a site known for fragmentary remains of archaic humans. What's wild? In 2017, researchers extracted mitochondrial DNA, mtDNA, not from a bone, but directly from cave sediments, layers of rock and dust, where no fossil bones were found. The idea that DNA can hang around in dirt for tens of thousands of years was once fringe, but it happened. Scientists discovered traces of our mysterious cousins even when no obvious skeleton lay in sight. Why is this discovery so shocking? Because DNA typically decays rapidly. Heat, moisture, microbes destroy it. Finding human genetic traces in cave dirt where no bones remain means we're rewriting the rules. In the study of 728 sediment samples from the cave, ancient hominin, mtDNA, appeared in 175 samples, around 24%, even though some layers held no direct fossil remains. This means these caves preserved not just artifacts, but living evidence of who walked there long ago. So who left the DNA? The answer? Several hominin groups. The oldest DNA traces belong to the group called the Denisovans, an archaic human lineage, with evidence stretching back approximately 250,000 years ago. Then the Neanderthals showed up, followed later by early modern human ancestors, all this in a cave where only a handful of bones had been found. The sediment DNA unlocked a timeline of human occupation far richer than the fossil record alone. Imagine finding Neanderthal DNA in a layer where no Neanderthal fossils exist. That's exactly what happened. At Denisova Cave, mtDNA identified Neanderthal genetic traces in sediment layers that lacked bone remains. This flips the script. You don't always need a skeleton to know someone was there. Dirt alone can tell the story. For archaeologists, that's huge, opening up countless sites previously dismissed as bone-free and unoccupied. But let's clarify. Place it shouldn't exist doesn't mean aliens or monsters. It means DNA in locations and contexts where conventional archaeology didn't expect it, like deep sediment layers void of bones. The scientists tested for damage patterns typical of ancient DNA, called deamination, and found them in the sediment-derived DNA fragments. That confirmed these weren't modern contaminants. The dirt held genuine old biological signatures. Let's zoom out. Why is this important? For one, it dramatically expands how we understand human settlement. We used to rely mostly on bones and tools. Now, with sediment DNA, we can map presence, absence of ancient humans in far more places. At Denisova, the study pushed human occupation back to approximately 250,000 years ago, much earlier than bone finds alone suggested. This challenges timelines, migration theories, and raises fresh questions about how widespread these archaic humans really were. Now, here's a twist. Sediment DNA also recorded population turnovers. In some cave layers, hominin DNA disappears, then reappears alongside changes in faunal DNA, animals, and sediments. At Denisova, one shift around approximately 190,000 years ago matched a climate cooling event and changes in bear, hyena populations. That suggests human presence was not static. It fluctuated with climate, environment, and competition. What about the shouldn't exist part? Well, some layers had no signs of occupation by bones or tools, yet DNA showed someone was there. For example, earlier Middle Paleolithic layers in the cave, where no hominin fossils were found, still contain Denisovan DNA. It forces us to ask, how many other sites hold invisible histories waiting for sediment DNA investigation? Methodology time. How do they pull DNA from dirt? Scientists collect sediment samples in a grid, extract DNA, build sequencing libraries, enrich for mammalian hominin mtDNA, sequence it, check damage patterns, and compare to known genomes. At Denisova, one pilot study extracted DNA from 52 samples and found hominin mtDNA in 12. The full study looked at 728 samples. Think of it as detective work at microscopic scale. Let's talk implications. One major impact is on migration and interbreeding. With sediment DNA, we can detect when modern humans, Neanderthals, and Denisovans overlapped or replaced each other, even where bone evidence is missing. For example, in the cave study, modern human mtDNA first appears in sediments dated approximately 45,000 years ago. That aligns with other data on modern human expansion, but now with new lines of proof. Another important angle, preservation. It was once assumed DNA outside bone doesn't last very long. But the sediments in Denisova show DNA survived for up to approximately 300,000 years in cave deposits. That length is astonishing. It tells us that the conditions cold, stable, perhaps protected from water, helped preserve genetic traces far better than previously thought. But caution, it's not all smooth sailing. Sediment DNA can move, mix, or become contaminated. Researchers must be careful. Some critics warn that environmental DNA fragments, aDNA, might be misinterpreted as evidence of humans when they're actually from other sources. That means every claim must be weighed. Just because DNA shows up doesn't immediately mean a population camped there permanently. Back to the big story. The discovery at Denisova proves a cave can hold a hidden archive of human presence, one written in genetic dust, not bones and tools. The idea that a layer empty for decades might actually host human history is mind-blowing. It opens up thousands of caves and deposit sites to new potential. Every dusty shelf might hide our deep past. Beyond just presence, absence, this method lets scientists build occupational timelines. At Denisova, the sediment DNA timeline shows Denisovans were there early, then Neanderthals, then modern humans. It's like reading chapters of human history in a dirt book, and each chapter reveals when species entered, left, or coexisted, giving richer narratives than bone finds alone ever could. Here's a scenario. A layer dated approximately 150,000 years ago yields Denisovan DNA. Above it, a layer dated approximately 100,000 years shows Neanderthal DNA. No fossils of Neanderthals found in the older layer, but DNA says they arrived then. That forces us to revise the idea of first fossil find and actual arrival times. The dirt doesn't lie. Let's humanize it. The discovery means there were people walking, living, maybe interacting in places we didn't expect. The Denisovans, known only from a few fragments, now reveal a wider presence. The cave sediment whispers of their lives, and the Neanderthals, often studied via their bones, in Europe here, they left only DNA and rock. It's a ghost story with real genetics. What does this mean going forward? For one, archaeologists can revisit sites previously deemed empty or sterile and apply sediment DNA methods. For two, it broadens our understanding of human adaptation, migration, and extinction. And three, It invites us to ask new questions. Where else did our extinct cousins roam? What did they eat? How did they survive? And why did they vanish? The dirt holds answers. Finally, there's the wonder of scale. From a single finger bone we once knew of Denisovans, now we have hundreds of sediment spots with DNA traces telling a fuller story. The shift is huge. The cave that once seemed empty now pulses with life. Intervals of arrival and departure, all readable in fragments of genetic code. It's one of the most thrilling turns in paleoscience.